Chosen one, this message reaches you at a critical moment in your journey. It has arrived not by coincidence, but through what can only be described as divine timing. You may sense it already, a deep shift occurring within, a growing awareness that something important is unfolding. That feeling is not random. It is the signal that your internal transformation is aligning with a new phase of purpose. For a long time, your life has felt different. The path you've walked has not been easy. There have been moments of solitude, emotional pain, rejection, and silence. These were not signs of failure. Instead, they were indicators of spiritual development. The struggles you've faced were never intended to break you. They were designed to refine you. The dark nights you've endured, filled with uncertainty and introspection, were part of a larger preparation. You were being trained through experience, shaped through adversity, and strengthened by isolation. While others lived in comfort, you were undergoing transformation. This process was not about punishment. It was about purification. False beliefs were stripped away. Unnecessary attachments dissolved. Old identities faded. And in that sacred space, the true self began to emerge, clearer, stronger, and more aligned with purpose. The moment of awakening has arrived. You are no longer being tested. You are being activated. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey where learning must give way to living, where training must transition into action. That point is now. What lies ahead is not about acquiring more information. It's about embracing the knowledge that already exists within. You have gathered insight through experience. You have uncovered spiritual truths that many never discover. Now, it is time to embody that wisdom. You were not selected to remain hidden. You were not placed on earth to play a passive role. You were chosen to carry out a divine assignment, one that will impact more than just yourself. The trials you endured served as groundwork for a higher mission. And now, that mission is calling. The time for self-doubt is over. The time for shrinking is done. You were not created to blend into the crowd. Your path was never meant to be ordinary. You carry a frequency that is not easily ignored. Whether others respond with admiration or resistance, your presence has always been felt. And that is no accident. The energy you carry disrupts falsehoods and awakens truths, even if others don't understand why. As you begin this next chapter, there are clear indicators that you are stepping into spiritual authority. One of the strongest signs is the internal shift in how you perceive yourself and the world around you. Your responses to challenges have evolved. Situations that once overwhelmed you now seem manageable. The emotional reactions that once controlled you no longer hold sway. This is not simply growth. It is evidence of integration. You've internalized the lessons. You've learned to stand in stillness during conflict. You've understood that peace is not the absence of chaos, but the ability to remain centered despite it. And you've come to realize that your worth was never tied to external approval, but always rooted in your inner truth. You are now capable of moving forward without seeking validation. You no longer need to be understood by those who don't share your frequency, and you are prepared to set boundaries without guilt. This clarity is a byproduct of elevation, and with elevation comes responsibility. As your inner world transforms, your external reality begins to shift as well. You may notice that certain relationships no longer feel aligned. People you once connected with seem distant or unfamiliar. Spaces you once found comfortable may now feel restrictive. This is not a loss. It is a realignment. When you rise in frequency, the universe responds by clearing the path. Individuals, habits, and situations that no longer serve your higher purpose begin to fall away. While this process may feel isolating, it is ultimately liberating. Letting go is a necessary part of stepping into your power. You are not being abandoned. You are being repositioned. In time, new connections will emerge. These will be people who see you clearly, respect your boundaries, and align with your mission. But first, the space must be made. Clinging to the past will only delay the arrival of what is meant for your future. Stepping into spiritual authority is not about arrogance or control. It is about responsibility. Authority means you no longer defer to external opinions to shape your self-worth. You begin to trust your own discernment. You follow your inner compass, even when it leads you away from familiar territory. You are no longer a student in need of constant instruction. You are a guide in your own right. This does not mean you know everything. It means you trust what you do know. It means you are no longer paralyzed by indecision. As your authority grows, your energy becomes more defined. You stop explaining yourself to people who cannot hear your frequency. You stop waiting for approval before acting. You begin to live with intentionality. Every word, every decision, every boundary rooted in purpose. This is how a chosen one moves, not from fear, but from clarity. One of the clearest shifts that occur when stepping into power is the understanding that your words and thoughts shape reality. Manifestation is not about fantasy. It is about alignment. When your beliefs, intentions, and actions are unified, your energy becomes coherent. And coherent energy is powerful. The universe does not respond to scattered vibrations. It responds to certainty. When you declare something from a place of truth, not ego, but truth, your reality begins to conform to that vision. The door opens, the path clears, the opportunity appears. But the inverse is also true. If your words are filled with doubt, if your beliefs contradict your desires, you dilute your energy. The results become inconsistent, the outcomes unpredictable. This is why self-mastery is essential. You must be disciplined with your thoughts. You must be intentional with your words. You must speak as one who expects outcomes, not hopes for them. This is not about controlling others. It is about commanding your own life. That is the essence of divine authority. With awareness and alignment comes the natural responsibility of leadership. You are not being called to convince anyone of your truth. You are being called to live it. You are not tasked with saving others. You are tasked with being an example for those who are ready. Many will watch from a distance. Some will question. Others will criticize. But the ones who are meant to awaken through your example will recognize you. They will see not just what you say, but how you live. And that will be the catalyst for their own transformation. Your leadership is not measured by titles, followers, or recognition. It is measured by consistency, by how you show up when no one is watching, by the energy you maintain, even when challenged, by the way you remain anchored in truth, even in turbulent times. As your authority grows, so too will the attention you receive. Not all of it positive. There will be those who are drawn to your light, but not committed to their own growth. Some will seek your energy without reciprocation. Others may even attempt to undermine your presence, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is why energetic boundaries are not optional. They are essential. Discernment is not judgment. It is clarity. You must learn to differentiate between those who value your presence and those who exploit it. Between those who honor your energy and those who only want to consume it. You are not obligated to give access to everyone. Your time, energy, and wisdom are sacred. You were not chosen to exhaust yourself. You were chosen to operate from a place of strength. What lies ahead will require more than knowledge. It will require embodiment. There will be tests, not to break you, but to reinforce what you've learned. These challenges will reflect your growth. They will not be designed to destroy you, but to refine you further. You are stepping into a role that carries impact, not just for yourself, but for others. The shift within you is real. The timing is precise. You are not the person you were, and the life you are about to live cannot be built on the patterns of the past. This is the beginning of a new phase. This is what it means to walk in purpose. This is the path of the chosen one. Now, chosen one, we shift focus to what comes next. How you sustain your power, carry out your mission, and walk in unwavering spiritual leadership. This is not theory. This is activation. You are no longer meant to passively observe your reality. You have been elevated into a position where your thoughts, intentions, and choices actively influence the world around you. The trials you endured were not for survival. They were training for command. And now, you step into that command with confidence. Manifestation begins not with the external world, but from within. As a chosen one, you are learning, or have already learned, that your internal state determines what you attract, repel, and create. This is not metaphysical abstraction. It is spiritual law. You no longer operate from reaction. You operate from initiation. Every word you speak is a decree. Every decision is a declaration of direction. Every boundary you hold is a reinforcement of your frequency. And the world responds to that frequency always. Your alignment is your power. When your heart, mind, and actions are in sync, you create a force field of clarity around you. This clarity removes confusion, filters out distractions, and magnetizes exactly what belongs in your life. Doubt is a disruptor. Fear is a fog. Indecision is an invitation to chaos. But certainty, calm, grounded certainty, commands order. You were not chosen to live by chance. You were chosen to walk in divine precision. With great power comes great responsibility. And the greatest responsibility of all is self-discipline. Not discipline rooted in fear or punishment, but in wisdom. The more you rise in awareness, the more intentional you must become with your energy. That includes the thoughts you entertain, the people you allow close, the battles you choose to engage, the habits you reinforce. There will always be forces, internal and external, that attempt to distract, provoke, or confuse you. These are not signs of failure. They are signs that your light is becoming more visible. When the noise grows louder, you must grow quieter inside. When people misunderstand you, you must become even more sure of yourself. When the pressure increases, your spiritual discipline must tighten. That is how chosen ones maintain their power, not through control, but through inner command. You are not here to be swayed by temporary storms. You are here to become the calm within them. Now that you have ascended into spiritual maturity, you will begin receiving higher assignments. These are not tasks that can be explained to everyone. They are intuitively felt, divinely timed, and spiritually directed. You will be called into roles of influence, guidance, and leadership, sometimes quietly, sometimes publicly. Your presence will begin to shift the dynamics in rooms, in communities, and in people's lives without you having to force it. This is not because you seek status. It's because your energy carries authority. People will approach you for wisdom. Opportunities will present themselves with uncanny timing. Solutions to problems others cannot solve will flow to you through intuition. These are signs you are walking in assignment. Do not question whether you are worthy of these roles. They are not based on titles. They are rooted in alignment. If it arrives in your life, trust that it is yours to handle. Not because you are perfect, but because you are prepared. As your frequency rises, you will become a mirror for others. Some will feel inspired by your light. Others will feel exposed by it. Neither reaction defines your worth. Both are natural responses to spiritual contrast. You must not internalize praise as personal validation, nor criticism as personal failure. People will project onto you their hopes, fears, insecurities, and expectations. Your responsibility is not to absorb those projections, but to remain grounded in your truth. Maintain emotional sovereignty. You are allowed to feel, to reflect, to process. But you are not required to carry what is not yours. You are not here to meet every expectation. You are here to remain faithful to your divine direction. The higher you rise in purpose, the more your relationships will shift. Some connections will deepen, others will fade. Some people will be drawn to your light, only to realize they cannot handle its intensity. Others who seemed distant in the past will suddenly reappear, more aligned than ever. Let it all unfold. Not everyone can walk with you into your next chapter. That is not betrayal. It is divine timing. You must become selective with your energy. Love people, yes. Offer compassion, yes. But remember, not every connection is meant to be maintained. Some were meant to teach, others were meant to transition, and a few were meant to remain. Those who meet you in your truth, not in your potential to save them. Chosen one, your energy is sacred. Let only those who honor it access it. Your presence now carries more than just impact. It carries legacy. People are watching how you navigate life with purpose. They are learning not from your perfection, but from your consistency. Your leadership is not about commanding others, but about becoming a living example of what divine alignment looks like. You don't have to have all the answers. You only need to remain in alignment with the truth you already know. When you speak, speak from a place of clarity. When you lead, lead from a place of service. When you teach, teach from experience, not theory. And when you rest, rest without guilt. Your replenishment is also part of your service. Elevation does not exempt you from challenge. It invites a different kind of challenge. Now, the tests will not come to see if you can survive. They will come to see if you can remain stable in your power. Can you remain grounded while others react? Can you stay clear when surrounded by confusion? Can you hold integrity when it's tempting to compromise? These are the new evaluations. The battlefield is no longer just external. It is internal. Victory will not look like defeating others. It will look like mastering yourself. Your confidence must now evolve. It must no longer be based on outcomes, achievements, or validation. It must be rooted in spiritual certainty. This is the kind of confidence that remains steady whether you are applauded or ignored, whether you succeed in public or stumble in private. This confidence is not loud. It does not require attention. It simply knows and acts from that knowing. You are here for something greater. That knowing must become your anchor. True power is quiet. It doesn't need to boast. It doesn't need to prove. It doesn't seek comparison. As you move deeper into your purpose, let humility be your compass. Not the humility that diminishes your worth, the humility that recognizes you are a vessel for something sacred. Your strength lies in your alignment, not in your dominance. Your leadership lies in your presence, not in your control. You are not here to be above others. You are here to stand firm in your truth and invite others to rise alongside you. Purpose is not a one-time decision. It is a continual return to the truth, especially when distractions appear, especially when the old world tempts you to shrink. You must recommit daily. You must protect your alignment. You must remember who you are, even when others forget. The world will challenge your clarity. Stay clear. The world will test your authority. Stay grounded. The world will question your power. Stay aligned. As this phase of your journey concludes, understand this: you have stepped into a higher realm of responsibility, not just for yourself, but for the collective. You are now a guardian of light. Your words carry weight. Your energy shifts rooms. Your example awakens others. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to embody what is possible within it. And in doing so, you become a signal, a reminder of what it means to live on purpose. Chosen one, the time for hiding is over. The time for hesitating is done. The time for shrinking is past. You have risen through the fire, emerged through the storm, and arrived fully in your power. You are no longer preparing. You are now living the mission. Walk it. Own it. Be it. You are ready. Chosen one, if this message spoke to your spirit, if something deep within you stirred as the truth echoed through these words, then now is the time to act. This is not just a video. This is confirmation, a divine reminder. And it arrived in your life right on schedule. No more delaying your purpose. No more waiting for everything to make sense. You already know what you must do. And more importantly, you know who you are, so declare it. Drop "I am chosen" in the comments right now if you feel aligned with this message. Let the universe witness your declaration. Let your higher self rise to the surface and speak boldly. I am ready. I am called. I am chosen. This is how you affirm your truth. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and tap the notification bell. This space is more than a platform. It is a gathering ground for awakened souls just like you. Here, we share wisdom, elevation, and alignment to help you continue rising in your divine journey. The path ahead is not always easy, but it's sacred. And you don't have to walk it alone. By staying connected, you step into a community of visionaries, warriors, light bearers, each walking in purpose, each holding the line, each chosen for something greater. More messages like this are coming, timely reminders, spiritual guidance, and tools to strengthen your alignment and purpose. You won't want to miss what's next. But remember, subscribing is only the beginning. Living in your purpose is what truly activates the shift. So, do the inner work. Set your boundaries. Speak your truth. Protect your energy. Honor your intuition. And most of all, keep showing up. The world needs your light. The mission needs your courage. And your destiny is calling. You are chosen. Step into it fully. Right now. Chosen one. If this message resonated with your spirit, don't let it fade. Type, "I am chosen," in the comments right now to declare your alignment and anchor this truth into your reality. This is your moment of confirmation, not just to hear the message, but to act on it.